3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and it's Storytime Live, episode 89. I hope everyone's tucked themselves in bed, ready for a good new story. 2 new stories tonight. Do you have a nice beverage? Remember, when you're watching Ash on Comics, you want to get yourself a nice beverage, so you don't want to have to leave your seat or whatever it is you're doing. You want to be able to relax, quench your thirst, maybe get a little imbibed, if that helps you. I'm sure it will make the channel a lot better. Believe me. I am drinking Corona Hard Seltzer. I was at the grocery store tonight getting groceries. That's what you get at the grocery store. And they had this big sale of, like, if you spend $25 or more, you could buy. They had a couple different beers on sale. And I almost got some Sam Adams, because that's a really good beer. But they had this Corona Seltzer on sale. It was like $10 for a 12-pack. I mean, it's like the price of a 12-pack or a 6-pack of beer. Anyways, it was like $10. So I was like, you know what? I've been seeing these fucking seltzers everywhere. Like, it's crazy. I don't know how it is in other parts of the world. I'm just in my little corner. But Jesus, like, seltzers like dominate the liquor aisle, or at least the beer section of the liquor aisle. It's like half of it's seltzer now. It's like beer, seltzer. Like, just. So I'm like, I gotta try these things, see what the freaking fuss is all about. So I decided to forego getting a 12-pack of beer, and I got a 12-pack of this seltzer. And Corona, this one's made by Corona. There's different ones. A lot of the beer companies are getting in on this, so pretty much most of the beer companies make a variation of this. And it's interesting. If you've ever had flavored seltzer water, the flavored club sodas, that's exactly what it tastes like. The one I'm drinking right now is cherry. And you can barely taste the alcohol. Barely. Like, it's called a spiked sparkling water. And it just tastes like a cherry infused, flavored, whatever, soda water. And that's part of the problem. I was a little underwhelmed. Kind of like reading a modern Marvel comic. It's not that, well, unlike a modern Marvel comic, this wasn't bad. In fact, I'm drinking right now. I do actually kind of like the flavored seltzer waters. From time to time. It's pretty cool. But now when I'm looking to drink a refreshing, like, alcoholic beverage, I don't want to just drink soda water. And I kind of, like, I'm not one of those people that hates the flavor of alcohol. Anyway, I don't want you to try to hide your drink and be like, oh, you can't taste alcohol. I'm like, no, I want a beer. I want to taste beer. I was a little underwhelmed. And it's only 4.5% alcohol. I'm like, you guys should have at least made this like 6% or higher. Double it. Make this 8%. Like, you can't taste the alcohol. I think if it was a little bit more flavored on whatever the flavoring is, like, this is the cherry, if it tastes a little bit more cherry and not just like soda water, and it had a little bit harsher alcohol kick, like you're drinking, oh yeah, that was a drink, I think these could be a lot better. But otherwise, it just feels like you're drinking a club soda, and I don't want to pay, I don't even want to pay 10, like, this is like almost half price. I don't even want to pay $10. I mean, I don't even want to pay like $6 for a 12-pack for those club soda. Club sodas. Why is it club soda cost more than soda? I can buy like a 12-pack of Coke for like $4, but if I want like the club soda, it's like $6. I'm like, it's just soda water. So, why is this more? So yeah, I won't be getting these again. It's not because they're bad. It's just there's way other better things. It's just there. It is. It's like a modern DC comic. It's not too offensive. It's like Nightwing. Whatever, you read it. It's fine. Then you're like, what? I spent $4 for this? Fuck, there's a lot of better comics out there. So that's my thoughts. You didn't ask for them, but I gave them to you anyway. Melissa Harris is frisked. She likes to be frisked. She often is frisked. Don't ask what that means. She says she'll see you guys at 1. Is she back? We don't know. Who knows? Can't tell. We're all on the internet. We're all anonymous. Marania here is second. She says, see you then. Zach is in the house. Good to see. Which Iron Man will be reading tonight? Can't be, can't, well, can it? Lol. Well, Zach obviously has not been paying attention to the show. This is the 4th episode where we will be doing Matt Fraction's Iron Man. And it's in the comments or the title description. So, Zach, you have no excuse. You could have read. It says it right in there. RDV is here. He says it's only a fraction of how cool Bendis is Iron Man. Very good. Very good pun there, RDV. Congratulations. Ronnie says, I want to write off the last 4+ years of that book. I want to write off the last 20 years of Marvel. So I kind of understand how you feel. Dragon Ball says, I don't see no Ash. That's a double negative, sir. That's not how you talk. But I don't blame you if you went to the American public school system. See, everyone's welcoming, going through. Okay, welcome, bunch of. I like to see you guys welcome each other. I like the friendship. You're not just here to listen to me, but see each other. I enjoy it. Doesn't make for good commenting on comments, but whatever. LK says bonjour. Nalo is here checking in. What's up, Nalo? I don't see you on my channel very often. He's an early sleeper. He goes to bed early and gets up early. He says, I'm here for the grab and getting into the weeds. Or the gab, sorry, and getting the weeds. Well, you came to the right place if you're into the gab and getting rid of the weeds. That's all I do. Rania says, good to see you, Nalo. There we go. Music to chair dance too. Oh, this is where the music must have kicked in. LK says, feel like I'm about to watch Computer Chronicles. I have no idea what that means, but let's see. Zach Richmond says, I like the bubble waters. LK says it's the new Zima. No, it's not. It might be in popularity, but Zima is actually, I was talking to my buddy. I was like, I actually really like Zima. And I don't know if they're still made anymore. But if they are, because it doesn't matter if they're not, you got to have Zima with lime. Holy shit. Like, it changed, revolutionized. I was like, what this Zima shit? Why do people like this? I didn't get it. I didn't think Zima was all that big of a deal. You take a wedge of lime, squeeze a wedge of lime in there, drop it in the bottle. I was like, this is the only way anyone should ever drink a Zima. It's so different. They should just make them that way. Probably why they failed. Stupid Zima. RDV says, drink Mountain Dew. That's what they need. Screw this stupid hard seltzer. They need hard soda. That's the genius. Why are we not have that right now? Why don't we just have like freaking hard Coke, hard Mountain Dew, hard Dr. Pepper? Right? They take seltzer water and they spike it with alcohol. Why don't they just spike soda? I'm looking at the ingredients here and it just says ingredients, carbonated water, and then alcohol from sugar. So apparently they make alcohol from sugar and spike the drink. So I'm not sure what sort of distilling process they're doing. But that is the one thing I will tell you about these seltzers. They don't taste like your malt liquors. My buddy was like, "Oh, I like these other ones," and I was like, "Yeah." The problem with all these other like foo-foo drinks that aren't actually beer, wine, or whatever is like they're always a malt liquor. And you could taste that maltiness, and when you try to like make it a fruity drink, it doesn't go right. Not to me. Like I always taste like it tastes like a fruity beer. I mean, not quite. It's not as harsh as a beer. The malt liquors are very, very light. But I mean, it tastes like if you took like the lightest beers, like a Michelob Ultra or something, whatever one of those beers are that are like barely a beer anymore because they've made it so ultra non-calorie. Yeah, you just throw some fruit juice in there. That's what those malt liquors taste like to me. So it's always bothered me. But yeah, man, hard soda. Dude, I'm telling you, people would drink the shit out of hard Mountain Dew. that would sell like fucking hotcakes. Look at all the flavors Mountain Dew already has anyway, right? You wouldn't even need to just have, you'd have Mountain Dew. You could have Mountain Dew Code Red, Live Wire, Pitch Black, Voltage, Whiteout. I'm trying to think of all the Mountain Dew flavors. Am I missing one? Oh, I haven't even got like the special restaurant flavors, the Baja Blast. And then my recent favorite one is that Sweet Lightning. Sweet Lightning, baby, at KFC. Love me some of that Sweet Lightning. Melissa says, Ash, my late husband Mark's blood turned to poison, and he had cancer from lifelong drinking. Well, yes, Melissa, and I'm sorry to hear that. I don't actually condone abuse of alcohol. Please do not do that. Being an alcoholic is not a good thing. And I strive never to be one. That's why I only socially drink a little bit here and there. But I believe in the responsibility of being an adult, and I believe in the liberty of being an adult. Some people abuse the liberty that they're given, and it's sad, but, you know, the rest of us should still also have the liberty to be responsible for ourselves. RDV says, I mix UV blue vodka with Mountain Dew. UV blue vodka? I don't even know what that stuff is. Sounds like some nasty crap. That sounds like a total ghetto drink, RDV. I'm not going to lie. Ronnie says, Club soda is more expensive because it's sold as a mixer for drinks. It's a specialty market. Yeah, but what about all those club sodas that are like being sold nowadays? Like Bubbly is one, right? I think that's like the Target brand. And they just sell them as 12 packs. They have what's that other one? LaCroix is one of the ones those are the flavored ones you can get. They're in the soda aisle. LaCroix's got like 6 different flavors of club soda. But they're all more expensive than regular soda, like by far. I think Coke needs to just release that. I heard a long time ago that a lot of the reasons why drinks are so expensive or not so expensive has more to do with the distribution. And like Coke and Pepsi have like this already like, you know, extensive distribution setup to delivering their product. So when they make a product, they can get it into every store and every convenience store way cheaper than, say, like if you went and created a drink company. You're like, oh, I made this new drink. Well, that's great, but how are you going to get it to all the different stores across America, right? You have to then pay some distributor, some shipping company to get it in there, some bottler, right? Usually that's what it is, a bottler. Like for example, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is a huge drink, right? It's been around forever. They still don't bottle it themselves, right? They still pay it. Once upon a time, it was Coke, then it was Pepsi, and now I think they're paying, and now I think they go through RC, Royal Crown. I'm not sure. But if that's the case, that would explain why I can never find Dr. Pepper anymore. It's always sold out. It's annoying. Let's see. Ronnie says, it might be a liability given that kids could be exposed to the hard sodas. Oh my goodness. Jimmy is here and he says, hey. Ronnie says, Quirks. His name is Jimmy. LK says, I'm enjoying my favorite beers of the world. Superior Bathhouse Brewery. Only brewery in the world to use thermal spring water in their beers. The Arkansas is fantastic. Wow, that sounds hoity-toity there, LK. That could be right up my alley. What kind of beer is it? I bet you it's not a lager. I know what happened to America, man. No one drinks lagers anymore. It's all freaking IPAs. I go to the liquor store or the grocery store, the liquor section, look for beer, and like 90% of it's IPAs. I'm just like, good God, the hipsters have taken over. It used to be like an IPA was a rare thing, like maybe 5%. Now it's just dominant. It's all anyone drinks. But I'm a lager man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and get me some Sam Adams because that Sam Adams is some good shit. That's a man's beer. good conservative beer. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. RDV says Livewire, Voltage, Code Red, Whiteout, Baja Blast, Liberty Brew, Sweet Lightning, Pitch Black. Liberty Brew's a limited time thing. They only do during 4th of July. But I think you got all of them though. Good job there, buddy. Melissa says that's why Mark drink. I believe that was your ex, your husband. RDV says, I'm on issue number 8 of Oblivion Song. Good for you. Hey, everyone. RDV can read. Just kidding. Okay, says Coca-Cola and PepsiCo have multiple bottling and production facilities around the world. They have built out their distribution network. For sure, they definitely have. Let's see. Zach says, beer is gross. You're gross. What do you mean beer is gross? Beer is good. Zach, what are we going to do with you? RDB says, Do USA was the other flavor. Yeah, Do USA. Was that what it was called? I think that was a good flavor. That Liberty one wasn't so good. RZ's here. He says beer is a gift from God. Yes, all things are a gift from God. RDV says beer is awesome. It is. Even root beer. Root beer is really good too. And they do make a hard root beer. Actually, there was a company. It wasn't like Coke or Pepsi, but I forget now. I remember there was a company out that actually did make hard root beer and hard cola. I can't remember who they were. I never tried them though. Let's see. RDV says holiday brew. So many flavors. So many flavors. This is diversity. The gift of diversity, right? Isn't that what we're told all the time? Diversity is best. We just need more diversity. Yeah. Let's see. RDV says not your dad's root beer. Yeah, that was one of them. There was two brands now that I think about it. Not Your Dad's was one, and then there was another one I can't remember. Ronnie says, I had some Bacardi 151 white rum and some amaretto. Ooh, Jesus, Rania. That's getting saved for when I move into my new apartment this coming Friday. Have to get the proper mixers. Oh, Jesus. Hope you're just not doing 151 in amaretto. Holy cow. Ooh. Ooh. You can peel paint with 151. That's some fucking strong shit. Yeah. My favorite thing if you're gonna do mixing simple things is get some Whalers vanilla rum, a little bit of Coca-Cola, and just 2 fingers of Whalers rum and a highball glass full of ice. The rest with Coke. Stir. And it's an alcoholic vanilla Coke. That's tasty. Let's see. There is a Mountain Dew Violet. What the fuck? Why are you so shocked? LK says, Ashton Comics, they have 18 crafted beers on tap. The Arkansas is a sour beer. Ugh. They make a lager. Good. They also have great coffee sour and Belgian Abbey style along with current offerings. I don't know, LK, you just turned me off a little bit. What, a Belgian Abbey style and a coffee. What the hell is a coffee sour? That sounds too highbrow even for me. RDV says Mountain Dew Violet is a grape flavored Mountain Dew. Well, that's Pitch Black. They already have that. That's probably just a remake of Pitch Black. They effed it up. The first time they came out with Pitch Black, like 10 years ago, it was freaking fantastic. It was literally, it looked like Coca-Cola or Pepsi. It was so dark. It was like a cola. And if you held it up to the light, you could see just a hint of purple on it, but it was black and it was good. It had a very mild grape flavor. You could taste, but it was Mountain Dew with And then it went away because it was one of those limited time things, and it came out again a year later, and they actually called it Pitch Black 2. And I was all excited because Pitch Black was my favorite Mountain Dew, and I was like, oh, they came back, and I got it. And oh man, they changed the recipe, and it was like really grape. Like it was like a sour, not like a sour grape, like grape candy. Like if you ever had like grape bubble gum or like grape nerds, which is weird because I love grape nerds a lot. But the drink, I was like, whoa, that's like too grapey, like, and I was really bummed. And then I haven't seen Pitch Black since. So I don't know why we're sitting here talking about Mountain Dews. Quirk says Mountain Dew Whiteout is better than Code Black. Well, because Code Black doesn't exist. There's Code Red or there's Pitch Black, but there's no Code Black. But Whiteout is good. Whiteout is their grapefruit version. So it's kind of like if you took Squirt and Mountain Dew. That's really all the Mountain Dew flavors are, by the way. Is they took Mountain Dew and they mixed it with another flavor. Like Code Red is... well, what is Code Red? It's not strawberry. It's like a fruit punch drink with Mountain Dew. And then they did a... Livewire, obviously, is orange soda with Mountain Dew. Livewire is one of my... I didn't like Livewire when I first tried it. I was like, well, whatever. But the more I've like had it ever since, I really like Livewire. It's like it's my favorite orange soda. But yeah, let's see. But Jimmy, you're right. The modern Pitch Black isn't. They messed it up. If the old school Pitch Black was the bomb. But whatever. What are you gonna do? It's Mountain Dew. Did you guys ever see the gourmet Mountain Dews? I haven't seen them in California, but they had them in Colorado, and they only came in cans, and they were like oversized cans, and I forget what they were called. I think they were called Black Label. Mountain Dew Black Label, I think. And the first flavor was like a currant, mountain berry currant or some weird flavor. I don't know. They were like $2 a can, but holy shit, they were good. They had like 3. They ended up having 3 that I saw. They had the black can, the white can, and the green can. Those were good. Ronnie says, my favorite drink at Red Lobster was the red one, served with a lighthouse glass. Wickedly good. Oh my goodness, Red Lobster. Yikes. LK says, if I want a massive caffeine in a soda, I'll have a Jolt. Dude, do they still have Jolt? I haven't seen a Jolt in like 20 years. Yeah, I used to love Jolts. Remember they came out with a Mountain Dew with the real sugar, and it was all fancy bottle. It was good, but then they went away and came back gross. Well, they do have the Mountain Dew with real sugar. It's just Mountain Dew throwback. It's okay. I actually prefer the Mountain Dew with the high fructose corn syrup. It makes Mountain Dew needs to be sweeter. I think the problem with the throwback was like it was less sweet, which really works for the Pepsi. Holy shit, the Pepsi real sugar is so much better than regular Pepsi. And if you can ever find the Dr. Pepper with the real sugar, it's called Dr. Pepper Heritage. I could find it in Colorado when I was there. That shit is bomb. You wouldn't believe like how much difference it makes. But with the Dr. Pepper and the Pepsi, holy shit. But the Mountain Dew, I was like, I think Mountain Dew needs to be sweeter. So that was my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Prefer Balls or Geek beer if they want caffeine in my sodas. I haven't had Pepsi for years. Yeah, I bet you prefer Balls, Maranya. I bet. Speaking of Ash, I'm going to go grab Pepsi. Be right back. I don't know about you, but when I speak of Ash, I get Pepsi. I finished my hard seltzer. It's gone. They're not that big. It's the size, it's a 12-ounce can. It's like a Red Bull. That's what it looks like, same type of can. That's what they need is hard Red Bull. What the hell am I thinking? Why they haven't been done hard Red Bulls? Holy shit. Those would sell. I'm drinking Marania would like this probably. I'm drinking Canada Dry Bold. The Bold Ginger Ale. Oh, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Jimmy says he's back. Well, Jimmy, just in time to read some comics. We got some good comics for you in store tonight. Hopefully, you're still here with me. We're doing comics. Oops, I got the wrong scene up. That's not the right one. Oh, half a second here. There we go. Streamlabs is giving me a little bit of trouble. But you guys should be seeing... You should be seeing the right thing right about now. Thief of Thieves, number 4. Got some good books. This is what we're going to be reading first tonight. And then we're going to be reading some Iron Man from the Matt Fraction run. Not the current Can't Write Well run. That's utter garbage. This was actually... this is a recommendation by Marania. Well, not this book, but the Iron Man one. And I'm really enjoying it. I had a little couple gripes, little minor things on the last issue, but overall, it's been a very entertaining story. I like the art, even though I don't like them doing it over Photoshop images of landscapes. I think that's pretty silly, but what are you gonna do? It's modern Marvel. They don't have money to do things right anymore. They got to do everything on the cheap. Marvel's like the Taco Bell of comics. That's what I think that they are. All their shit is really cheap, but for some reason, a lot of people like it anyway, and they're willing to pay way more than they should. Holy shit, have you anyone been to Taco Bell lately? Like, a soft taco is like $2. You're like, what the fuck? Like, I used to go to Taco Bell because I didn't have any money, and I was hungry. And like I scraped some change out of the couch cushions, and you could go buy like 3 tacos for like $1. Like that was like why I used to go to Taco Bell. Now I'm just like, if you want to fill up, you go there and look at the menu, you're like, oh, and you want to fill up, you order a bunch of things. The next thing you know, it's like $12, and you're like, I just spent $12 on Taco Bell. What the fuck am I doing with my life? It's rough. Some people maybe are used to that. Maybe you're like, I don't know, that's what I always do, Ash. Why does that sound strange? I don't know, because I go to In-N-Out Burger and I can get a double for $4. It's like a better burger than most any place out there. Unless, up to you got to spend like $10 or more for a burger. You start getting better than In-N-Out. And I don't really want to spend $10 for a burger most times, especially since theirs are so good. And if I'm really hungry, I could get 2 and it only cost me $8. How you like them apples? Anyways, I'm just sitting here gabbing and going in the weeds, as our good friend Nalo would say, if he's not asleep already. So I am going to get into the comic. If you haven't been following along, this is a book about a big thief. And he robs things, because that's what thieves do. He's one of those super criminals, right? Big art heist guys. Or think of like Ocean's 11. Yeah, that's what he's like. He's like George Clooney in Ocean's 11. That's just a simple way to put him. And this is a Robert Kirkman book. And it's because of that, it's got a lot of character-driven concepts. A lot of characters in the book being introduced. I've been really enjoying it so far. I hope you guys are too. Please put your feedback in the comments. I love hearing you guys, what you have to think, good or bad. You listen to me, man. I'm as salty. I don't know, as salty as something. What's salty? Salty as a pretzel? I don't know. But you know me. I'm a salty guy. I don't mind if you're salty. If you're going something, oh, that was stupid. By all means, if something's cool to you though, say that too. Like, what are you liking? I'd like to hear your thoughts and feedback. Let's see. RDV says Jägermeister and Red Bull. Sorry. Got grossed out there for a second. Let's see. Ronnie says, it's appropriate we speak of alcohol when we're going to read a great run of Iron Man. Yeah, that's what we should do. Well, that's what we need to do. We need to have a Demon in a Bottle drunk stream, right? Where Ash reads Demon in a Bottle drunk. I say that in jest. I'm not gonna get. I don't plan on getting drunk anytime soon. But it sounds like fun. I mean, you can hypotheticals. When I don't actually have to do it, but that would be thematic, at the very least. Let's see. Ronnie says, I haven't tried Bold yet. Oh, you haven't? Oh, if you like a ginger, like this ginger ale will bite you back. It's got a really strong ginger taste. Not quite as strong as ginger beer. If you've ever had ginger beer, it's kind of like halfway between a ginger beer and a ginger ale. I can't wait to mix with this. Let's see. RDV says Ash in comics. Redmond reminds me of more of a Cary Grant when he played a cat burglar. For dramatic effect, Ash will literally throw up in his own helmet whenever Tony does. Oh, that's funny. All right, on with the show. I gotta put on a YouTube over here so I can make sure that I don't F this up, because I am known to do that. And when I'm in the comic full screen, I can't see what you guys are doing or saying. So, hello, where's my stream? Oh, I have to switch over. Bear with me. Please don't pay attention to the idiot behind the curtain. He's wasn't prepared. Switching over to personal account so I can watch my own stream from my other account and boost up my number by a whole subscriber to make myself feel better. There we go. Now I can see the comments. Now I can see what you guys see. And here we go. There's nothing he can't steal. Nothing he can't have, except for the life he left behind. Thief of Thieves. See some walking legs. People chasing. Shit. Some angry cops. Shit. Hop in the fence. Ha! Crack. Far from the tree, the thief and his son. Ooh. Son of a bitch. Don't you know anything? Don't ever make us chase you. Ah, ram. Assholes. I mean, you get it a lot, right, Augustus? The resemblance is just fucking uncanny. Then again, maybe it's the prison standard issue. Not that your old man spent too much time in them, really. Still, kind of burns in the memory, if you're me, though. Well, you, on the other hand, well, this would be the much vaunted strike 3, yeah? Looking back, that judge going for try as adult at 15 was a ball buster. I don't blame you for clamming up. I mean, goddamn, this is some depressing shit. Your mom is going to take it hard. kid with a good education, a little privilege. You hope for a lot more. Maybe you could have been, I don't know, like a lawyer. Nice little wife. A kid of your own. House. But then, hey, you already got yourself a girl, don't you? You fucking idiot! What's going? They're here! Get up! Who? The clients, you idiot! They're in the living room! You fucking overslept again! What? No! I told you to cancel this. Am I your goddamn secretary, Augustus? Besides, I told you we can't afford to cancel this. Look, Emma, I don't think it's a good idea to get involved with these guys. I can find something else. You little chicken shit. Stop. You are. What the hell else are you gonna find? After Cincinnati, nobody wants a fucking thing to do with you. You know that? Please, just... No. I've had to sit there in the clubs listening to their whispers, seeing the way they look at me with their fucking pity. And why? Because you got sloppy. Now you are going to make this right. You got it? Emma, give me a fucking break, all right? I'm not... No! Now you get dressed and you get downstairs before I bring them up here. And they can see how goddamn pathetic you really look right now. She been to visit yet? He's sweating. Don't worry. I'm sure she'll turn up. But you know, that is life, right? It's all about the people we surround ourselves with. And you, my friend, have surrounded yourself with some real Class A shit. You really his kid? Of course he is. Look at him. You guys read over the proposal? Yeah, we did, boss. And I gotta tell you, our last guy, he gave us a lot more to go on than this. It's solid. What my partner's trying to say is this is a very delicate operation. We want to make sure there aren't any corners getting cut here. Cincinnati not being so far away and all. That wasn't me. I mean, that wasn't my fault. I heard you got 2 busts. I was a kid. Look, you guys know my rep. Ask anyone. I get shit done, and I'm not some smash and grab asshole. I learn from the best. Now, those are some serious motherfuckers, right? Way I understand it, for professional thieves, drug heists are pretty much the operation of last resort. Not so much because there's no money in it. God knows that's not the case. But because the consequences if you fuck it up, well, cartel guys aren't exactly the most laid-back bunch. And you did fuck up amazingly here. Stay in school. How Augustus fucked up. Breaking into a shipping container, looks like. Freeze! Oops. But hey, best laid plans, right? Fact is, I don't think you ever got a fair shot here. And I'm pretty sure if you were honest with yourself, you'd know why. That's not really my concern for you, though, Augustus. My concern is, if I can speak frankly, you're pretty much all out of options. Well, Except for the one, obviously. So if I were you, I'd spend the very limited time you've got to make some kind of deal trying to come to terms with the only thing you can do. I know it's hard, and I know you hate it. But really, keep in mind, everybody gets one. Remember the prologue? Now that makes sense. Except for the empty picture frame. Hello? Dad? Dad, listen. I fucked up. I fucked up really bad. Please help me. Nice. I like this book. I really do. I think I'm just also a fan of Robert Kirkman. I really like... He's like... I don't want to pick on any other writers. He's like the opposite of some other writers, let's just say. He really focuses on character and not just developing individual character, but bringing out, you know, the diversity of characters and letting each other character shine. I was listening to one of my favorite authors. But you guys know I've talked about him many times. His name Brandon Sanderson. He writes fantasy novels, and he wrote a superhero series of books too. But he teaches actually at, what school does he teach at? Is it Brigham Young? Teaches at one of the big universities. I forget which one it is. But he teaches writing. And anyways, he does these, he puts them on YouTube. You can watch his lectures, and he also does his own videos. Anyways, he was doing a talk about writing and stuff, and it really kind of hit the nail on the head. He put it together. He was talking about how in his belief in his stories, and you can see this in his writing, is that every character is a hero of their own story. And he says he was talking about how he made a transition in his own career in writing when he realized that. He used to say, he's like, if you look at my early works, you'll see that I was writing where every supporting character had a role to play, but they didn't really feel like real characters. They just felt like, I don't know if he put it this way or just my own imagination related it this way. Kind of like if you play a video game, how you have like NPC characters that you'll come across and they have like lines that they have to just utter. Like that. Like he's like, this character just talked to fill the role that they were in the book. Like, but they didn't feel like an individual person. He says when he realized that each character was the hero of their own story and that you had to write them from that perspective, that they were in this world, not understanding that there was a story going on, that they were just living their life and doing the thing. Then he works to develop them, that it really fleshes out. I'm not putting it as eloquently as he is, because obviously I'm relaying this third hand, but this book and me talking about this reminded me of that. And that Kirkman does a lot of that too. All these characters, every character we've been introduced in this book feels like they have not just a role for the book, but they feel like individual characters. And when I think about a lot of the stories and, you know, whether it's books or comics or movies or whatever that I like, they often share that aspect. I've compared this book because thematically it's very similar to the movie Heat, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And in that movie, it's a very similar thing. Every character in that movie is the hero of their own story, so to speak. Like, and each of them feels like they're the star of the show in their own eyes. And I don't know where I'm going with this. This is where I'm getting in the weeds, but I like it. I like that's what he does. And you'll find that the books that I like now or in the past or whatever all sort of share that strong characterization, giving you a reason not necessarily to like a character, but to care about the character. And when I say care about the character, I don't mean care for the character. I mean care about them. Sometimes you care about the character getting their just desserts. Sometimes you're like, dude, I just want to see this fucker get what's coming to him. But in order to have that emotion, have that feeling, you have to care, right? Sometimes characters are so bland and pointless that you don't even care. Like, oh, look, it's a villain. He's just dipshit. You don't even care that he gets what's coming to him. A good villain is a character that, like, really you're like, oh, that mother effer. Oh, you want to be able to feel it. So hopefully I'm getting through. Hopefully I'm making sense, rather. Let's see. Where are you guys at? We're talking about Jolt. We got to scroll down. Went too far. Let's see. RDV says, I called Ash a cracker. What? Oh, your comment was censored. Apparently salty cracker is censored. But I'm reading you say salty cracker. Ronnie says, not here, RDV. I think it was Google Mods. What are you talking about? You're not even making sense now. It was there on my PC and then gone on my phone. Okay, mobile. Oh, let me check my. Nope, it's on my iPad. Let's see. Google might be rolling out a new censor bot. Ronnie says language. Google is YouTube. Where's all the comments? Man, you guys are so quiet. I only have a few people left in chat, so maybe Thief of Thieves is not entertaining everyone. Although Sundays, gotta be honest, I might actually cut out the Sundays for the reading time. People just, for whatever reason, can't make the Sundays, or they just got better things to go to. What kind of frosty beverage did you get, RDV? No, it wasn't you that got it. It was Jimmy. Jimmy's probably playing video games. Everyone is playing the Spider-Man game? That's not the Spider-Man game. It's the Miles Morales game. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Play Osborne's Iron Man song. What? I don't know what that is, Maranya. Or Melissa, sorry. Oh, Osborne. You said Osborne. I was thinking of Norman or Harry Osborne, not Ozzy Osborne. That's funny. That's really funny. I was like, Harry Osborne did an Iron Man song? Why the hell would he do that? Oh, I can't do the Iron Man song because then YouTube will be like, copyright strike. Jimmy says, I'm doing homework and I got Pepsi. Choice of a new generation. Remember when Pepsi was the choice of a new generation like 2 generations ago? Now it's the choice of an old generation. How do you feel about that, Jimmy? How do you feel that you're drinking the choice of an old generation? What is the choice of a new generation now? I wonder what are the kids drinking? RDV says, I'm sipping on a nice cold Mountain Dew. Is it original Mountain Dew? The green stuff? That's my least favorite Mountain Dew flavor, by the way. I found that kind of odd. It's weird. It's weird that I'm like, I like all the other flavors that you do besides the main one. I mean, I like the main one. But if given a choice, any of the side flavors of Mountain Dew, I would pick over regular Mountain Dew. Except for the weird limited flavors, like not the Liberty one and not the Gamer Fuel. Holy shit, Gamer Fuel is stupid. Don't ever get tricked into those. They suck. I always get tricked into those because I'm one of those suckers for like a new flavor. Like, oh, we got a new limited flavor? Like I just picked up today at the store. I've had these before actually because someone else told me about them. But the Doritos, Flamin' Hot Limon. Holy shit, those are addicting. Let's see. Ronnie says, Pepsi is my choice because I can't drink Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola uses lime oil in its formula, and I'm sensitive to it. Pepsi uses orange oil, and I can handle that fine. Well, damn. What about RC Cola? RC Colas. That's a good one. That one sometimes I bounce between RC and Coke, depending on my moods, which one. Sometimes I'll be like, Coke's the best. And then I'll go and have an RC after not having one for like a long time, and I'll be like, oh, damn, I forgot how good RC is. Then I'll start drinking it a lot, and then I'll go back and have a Coke and be like, oh, damn, I forgot how good Coke is. One thing I can say for sure is Coke is the best out of the tap. If I go to a place and like a fountain drink, especially McDonald's, there's something about Coca-Cola from McDonald's. I swear, I don't know what it is, but their Coke is like the best. It's mixed so perfectly that it's better than anywhere else. In-N-Out comes close. They do a pretty good job on but McDonald's, I'm like, what are you doing? Are you paying Coca-Cola for some special sort of it's like chemical enhancement to make this more addicting or what? I don't know. But I love Coke from McDonald's. Pepsi on a tap. I almost never want Pepsi on tap. Like out of a can or the bottle, it's fine. You go get it in Tampa. Like what's wrong with Pepsi? I don't know why I'm still stuck on sodas tonight. Tonight's the soda edition. RDV says, lol, new generation choice is comply or curb stomp. Oh, man. RDV, you're funny sometimes. Let's see. RDV says, I only drink original green. It's the best. That's because you're a bigot. Stupid Mountain Dew bigot. Miles Morales game is phenomenal, says RDV. Fucking loving it. All right. Did you I didn't know you bought it. Cool. Not sure about RC Cola. I missed that one. Still around. RDV says, Mr. Pibb used to be great. What do you mean Mr. Pibb used to be great? Still is great. Although I can't find it in stores. That's weird. But Del Taco, which I have right down the street. So I end up probably the fast food I eat the most because it's the closest one. They sell Pibb Extra, to be exact. I don't know why they call it Pibb Extra. Like Mr. Pibb went away a million years ago, it seems like, and they replaced it with Pibb Extra. And back then, when you had like the choice between Mr. Pibbs, I guess it made sense. But just call it Mr. Pibb. It's like Coke Classic. Okay, we get it. It's the original Coke formula. You don't have to call it Coke Classic for 40 years. just call it Coca-Cola. Let's see. Mr. Pibb used to be great. Tab is the best soda. Changed my mind. I think I just did change your mind. Tab. You're fucking nuts. Tab's made with saccharin, which they have to put on the label that it's proven to cause cancer. Don't drink Tab. Saccharin's terrible. McDonald's Coke is the only Coke that I like, says RDV. Well, it's the best. Rania says, I tried original Mountain Dew a few times, didn't like the taste. Friends of mine call it Bantha Piss. Yeah, I like Mountain Dew. I'm pretty agreeable when it comes to things. So, I mean, I like Mountain Dew, but I like back before when there was only one choice of Mountain Dew. Like when I was growing up as a kid, there was just Mountain Dew. They didn't have all these millions of flavors. There was just Mountain Dew. But Coke had the competing brand, because Mountain Dew is a Pepsi product. Coke's version was called Mellow Yellow. It's still around, actually. I like Mellow Yellow way better than Mountain Dew. And for a while, Coke decided, like, for whatever reason, they didn't want to push Mellow Yellow as a competing brand. Don't know why. So they came out with this soda called Surge. I think Surge was in the 90s. And Surge was really freaking good, too. Like, a different flavor, but I was like, both of these are better than Mountain Dew. And Surge went away, unfortunately. But Mellow Yellow is still around. Can't find that in stores either. But Burger King has it on tap. So whenever I go to Burger King, I get myself a Mellow Yellow. Let's see. Coke Classic is not the same formula as before. If you want real Coke flavor, get the Coke sold around the Jewish holidays. Coke Classic isn't kosher. The kosher version is the real classic. I've heard talk about that before. However, it's one of those things we're never really going to know too much. I mean, the Coke formula is such a guarded secret. And to be honest, I don't remember what Coke really tasted like in 1980. I remember it was a soda and I liked it. And then I think it was around like 1989, I want to say 1989, when they dropped it and they went to New Coke and everyone got pissed off. And I remember like buying the New Coke and being like, this tastes fine. It's good. Like I just like, then everyone's like, no, you can't get Coke. People were like hoarding it up wherever, like, grocery stores still had 12 packs or people are hoarding it up. Wow, that was a crazy time. People were pissed. And so Coke's like, whoa, we're sorry. I mean, because they lost all sorts of sales. People were going to Pepsi. It was really weird, too, that Coke did this because New Coke tastes a lot more like Pepsi. So it was like you had the king of the sodas reformulating their soda to taste more like their competition, which was the second string. I mean, it's like if Marvel started changing what they were doing to be more like DC, it wouldn't make sense. Like DC copying Marvel kind of makes sense because Marvel's number one. Yeah, that was a mistake. Let's see. RDB says, where's the Jewish hookup? Ronnie says, I dated one of the guys who knew the formula. RDB says, meet in the back alley, and a rabbi gives you a case. That's funny. All right. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying the comics. This is the next comic we're reading tonight is Invincible Iron Man. Before we go that, I've got some comic news. You guys, speaking of DC, you've seen Jeff Johns and Gary Frank make surprise jump to Image Comics. The Doomsday Clock duo are breaking out on their own. I like that subheadline there. It's for all the people who have no idea who Jeff Johns and Gary Frank are, because this is Newsarama, and they know that most of the people that read their site don't really read comics or know anything. This is by Chris Aront, who's a total goober on Twitter. Don't know why I thought I would just point that out. Longtime friends and collaborators Jeff Johns and Gary Frank are reuniting for a creator-owned series at Image Comics titled Geiger. That's right, creator-owned. Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, Image Comics. Who are the scavengers of a dying Earth? Geiger is set in the years since a nuclear war ravaged the planet. Desperate outlaws battle for survival in a world of radioactive chaos, reads Image Comics' synopsis for the series. Out past the poison wasteland lives a man even the Nightcrawlers and the Oregon people fear. Some name him Joe Glow. Others call him the Meltdown Man, but his name is Geiger. I just want to point out how shitty entertainment journalism has become. Almost nothing written here is written by Chris. It's just all like, oh, look, Image sent out some sort of brochure about the book, and I'm just going to cut and paste it. Here's what they said it is. Thanks for your hard-cutting journalism there, buddy. Johns and Franks first worked together in a 2-issue arc of Avengers in 2002, thanks to matchmaker editor Tom Brevoort. Whoa, time out. Quit sucking so hard. And I mean that in both the literal and the figurative sense that it sounds like. Matchmaker Tom Brevoort. Oh, can I lick your boots a little more, Mr. Brevoort? We're going to get some more Shut the hell up. Matchmaker Tom Brevoort. First of all, you're going to credit Brevoort for putting Johns and Frank together. They wrote 2 issues of Avengers in 2002. And you know why it's only 2 issues? Because they didn't do a very good job. And Marvel sucks. And yeah, no one really gave a shit. Because it didn't make any sort of impact. There. Thanks to Tom Brevoort who did all this. Sorry. And reunited in 2007 for a run on DC's Action Comics. Ooh, 5 years later, after they did 2 comics that no one even remembers, they met up and did some Action Comics. Cool. Then they worked on Superman Secret Origin, Batman Earth 1, portions of the DC Universe, Rebirth, and Doomsday Clock. Again, there's really no writing here. It's just Chris Arndt just listening what they did. Johns and Frank, along with the colorist Brad Anderson, began Geiger after the completion of the 3rd volume of Batman Earth 1 earlier this year. So look, we got a picture that Image supplied. This will be Johns' first creator-owned comic since his Olympus in 2005, and almost 2 decades since Frank's last 2000s Kin and 2001's Midnight Nation at Top Cow, an imprint of Image Comics. This will be Johns' first major non-studio or non-DC work in almost 2 decades, and just over 2 years since he stepped down as DC's president, chief executive officer, and co-head of DC Films. Geiger #1 goes on sale in April 2021, where we'll still be in lockdowns and see if comics are even existing at this point. We'll find out. Details on the length of the series have not been announced. So did you do any calls? Did you do anything, Mr. Arndt? Literally, you got some press release from Image Comics. You cut and pasted it, and now you're collecting a paycheck. Anyways, Frank's and Johns Geiger will be available day and date in print and digital. Check out our list from the best comics readers for Android and iOS devices. Jesus, his bio is longer than his fucking article. When your bio has to be this big, it's because you don't have things that's... Sorry. He's kind of an annoyance on Twitter, so I get a little annoyed myself. What do you think? I'm a big fan of Jeff Johns. This guy has made me love DC Comics. I think DC's at a loss not having Jeff Johns around. I like Doomsday Clock quite a bit. What do you guys think? I don't know if you guys are big on indies. I am really bigger on the indies these days. So I get stuff like this makes me go, oh, what's going on? I imagine I'm definitely going to pick this up. Even though the concept doesn't really, I'm like, oh, I mean, I do like post-apocalyptic stuff, but not really for my comics. I really kind of hope Jeff Johns would have just done a superhero, like create her own superhero series. But I don't know. I'm in like Flynn, as they would say. So if we're still doing my show with Skip in April, if the world hasn't come to an end, then I'm sure this will make the list. I believe Skip is a Jeff Johns fan. I'm going to talk to Skip about this. Ed Brewer's in the house. He's like, whoa, big news. Let's see. RDV says Jim Lee left as well. What? What do you mean Jim Lee left as well? No, that's what the big news is. That's fake news. RDV. Change your name to CNN. That's tasty stuff. Ed says, I'd give the book a shot. I'll give it up too. I am True Skills is here. He says, what's up, Ash? What's up to you? What's up with you? RDV says, 2 comics, $2. RDV says, can you do better than Pulp? I don't know. That's tough. That's a good book. Melissa Harris says, DC and Dan Didiot, before he got fired, both sabotaged DC Rebirth. Wait. Both? Who's both? You said Dan Didiot and DC. RDV says, we'll see. I'm a fan of Gary Frank's art. I like his art for the most part. RDV says, I want Jeff Johns writing Ghostbusters. Ooh, keep dreaming, my friend. Keep dreaming. Anyways, That's the comic news today. Doesn't sound like it's really wowing most of you, except Ed Brewer, who, he's got good taste. So that's all that really matters. As long as Ed knows what's up, we're down. We're down with the OPP. All right, let's get into book 2 for the evening. This is the main event. This is what you all have been waiting for. This is Iron Man versus the Court of Owls. Oh, wait a minute. That's not Court of Owls. Sure looks like the Court of Owls. Here we go. Oh, jeez. Stop. Oops. There was an error. We can't keep you logged in because we don't know how to make a site work. We don't have much experience in online stuff. Oh, good freaking Lord. Now I got to type in the characters you see. I'm glad you guys are here so you can help me because these I always fail on. All right. Looks like a P7. Is that a C? Looks like a C, an M, an N, and a 2. Let's see if this works. Yay, I got it right this time. Man, there's sometimes I type in the letters and it's like wrong. You're like, dude, it's what's there. I hate those things so much. All right, let's get back to my books. I don't know why Amazon does this. I think it's this browser. I don't have as much problem on Chrome. You're like, well, Ash, why don't you use Chrome? And the reason why is because that's the browser I use normally for my day-to-day surfing. And I don't want, if I'm doing streaming, I have a separate browser where I don't have to worry about popping up some sensitive email or something like on it. So I can it's just safer for me doing live stuff. Hello. This is the Avast browser that I'm using right now, which is built on Chrome. So you'd think it would work the same, but no, just gonna spin forever. Just gonna keep going. Sorry about this. It's beyond my control. Why is this so hard? All right, let's go. Comicsology. Can we go to my books? Is it because I have other tabs open? Seriously? What if I go to my books on this tab? All right. Well, this one popped up. Maybe I'll look for another browser. Come on. Oh, so silly. Ronnie says she's a fan of Gary Frank's art. I think I already said that. RDV says he's down with OPPs too. Nice. CNN stands for Communist News Network. RDV says Certified News Network. Caring News Network. Ed Brewer says denied. Yeah, get out of here with that fake news, RDV. What are you doing? All right, back to the show. Take 2. The Invincible Iron Man. Number 4. The recent super terror attacks all around the world, not just at Stark Dynamics Tower in Taipei, go to prove that now more than ever, the world is a deadly place, and there are tremendously deadly people in it that would cause great harm. How do you not answer questions without seeming rude, Tony? Reed Richards. Sometimes I think he's the only person alive smarter than me. Our prayers are with the families of not just those we lost in the Stark family in Taipei, but in the Philippines and in Tanzania, and with everyone else in this sad global fraternity of which we now find ourselves a part. We will, of course, avail ourselves in any way the Chinese government requires. Thank you. Mr. Stark, Mr. Stark, Mr. Stark. It's the press. It's okay to be rude. Other times I think it's because he can stretch his brain and make it physically bigger as it suits him. Cheater. I always get stuck answering questions, explaining sciences and interstellar threats and sound bites on the news. It generally makes someone sound like a mad scientist. It always makes me look ridiculous, but I don't want to seem rude. Sue says I can come off rude. You're great, Reed. You're America's kooky science uncle. People love you. Anyway, it's okay to be rude to the press when they're covering funerals. I promise. I promise. So, I had a chance to look at your salvage. Whoops, I was reading the thing. Sorry. So I had a chance to look at your salvage. I have to ask, though, why ask me? Surely you know your own tech better than anyone. Check. Board 4. This is S.H.I.E.L.D. business, and I can't guarantee that I'll be head of S.H.I.E.L.D. forever, so I can't guarantee the security of my analysis in perpetuity. Sorry. And you're not, unsmart or anything. I value your perspective, most of the time. Well, I have good news and bad. The bad is, your hunch was right. The pieces you found at the various attack sites are repurposed Stark tech. The good news is, well, the pieces you found at the various attack sites are repurposed Stark tech. So he hasn't cracked anything new. His tech, his techniques, his tactics, he's not an inventor, he's a scavenger. Ezekiel Stain needs me. Precisely. He didn't invent bread, and he didn't invent peanut butter, and he didn't invent jelly, but put them all together and you really have something. Check on boards 2 and 5. Sometimes I think I'd like nothing more than to play chess the rest of my life, become a grandmaster, and while away the days in Washington Square Park. When I was a boy, sometimes I'd actually aspire to such a thing. Tony Stark is the Invincible Iron Man in The Five Nightmares, Part 4, Neutron Bomb Heart. Never played as a kid. Picked it up after I tangled with Obadiah Stane. He was chess obsessed, and I thought if I understood the game, I'd understand him. I'd understand how to beat him. Besides, I just quit drinking and needed something to do. Tell me about Stane's son. If he's accomplished everything you say, you're facing someone younger, more dangerous, and quite possibly smarter than you, who wants you dead. How can you beat him? He's lived his life off-grid. He works fast, and he's extremely mobile. No central location, no infrastructure. He's constantly moving. He's everything I'm not. Everything Stark Industries is not. But he's not smarter than me. Because he needs Stark tech to pull off his attacks? Exactly. The man he blames for the death of his father, he needs. And his attacks have been escalating. He's upgraded himself so he can survive them. He looked at me in Taipei, Reed, as his bombers detonated. The little creep looked at me. Zeke Stain is coming to kill me with my own weapons. Then if you... Wait. I'm in check everywhere. At the same time. How did you do that? Gotta run, Reed. So we'll have to continue this next time, but that's how I'm gonna win. That's how I'm gonna beat Stain. Love to Stu. And our regards to Pepper. I'll pause here for a second. This is one of my... It's not really a pet peeve. I'll say annoyances. When writers They use this stupid cliche of like, oh, look, it's smart people. They play chess because that's what smart people do. And the smarter you are, the better at chess you are. No. I just, yes, if you're smart, it's going to lend an advantage. A smart person will probably beat a stupid person at chess almost all the time. But it's also a skill. And some smart people can't think like strategists. On the flip side, that's also kind of why it's kind of cool here that Tony beats Reed, because Reed's not, he's just an analytical scientist. Tony thinks like a weapons maker. You know, he thinks like an engineer. I don't know. That's just my musings as I was reading. Back to the story. I always call it the garage. Doesn't matter where it is. This one's on the helicarrier. The garage is where my real work gets done. Tony? Damn it. Now I'm going to lose my train of thought. Tony, seriously, look. One sec. Let me get to the point that I can run the compiler before I forget what I'm doing. Sure. Take your time. Modern medical miracle here is all. Love of your life. Up and walking sans cane after being completely blown up. Not a big deal at all. Pepper Potts, look at you. Your recovery time has been amazing. Wait a second, pause. Love of your life? Wait, I thought he was sleeping around with other women. Like, what is this relationship? I'm confused. Unpause. As many of hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of dollars as you've spent on me, I better be up and moving by now. I'm actually hearing better than I was before. Whatever you put into my head, even fixed my tinnitus. What are you working on? When I tangled with the Raiders, they tried to slip me a tracker virus. Would have, tracked the suit if I didn't catch it. It was small, almost unnoticeable, and had it not been feeding my location to the Chinese government, largely harmless. So I'm making my own and putting it into these old Iron Man pieces. And then I'm going to sell all this old junk out on the black market and wait for Ezekiel Staten to buy it. You what? Tony, if Stain gets his hands on this kind of weaponry... Pep, he's got it. He's already got it. And he's been using it to... I guess he's been using it to do exactly what it was designed to do, hasn't he? So I'm going to give him what he wants and then shove it down his throat. And then you follow him and you do what you do and be done with it? That pretty much seems to be the course we're locked on, yes. Something on your mind, Pep? You seem fidgety. I'm fine. Pain manageable? Rehab all right? I mean, the progress is clearly remarkable. I'm fine, Tony. It's just, I can feel it, you know? It's heavy and weird and alien and... Tony, I don't want this weapon of yours inside me. Whatever that means for me, a wheelchair or more surgery or worse, I don't care. I'm not a bomb. I don't want to be a bomb, Tony. This is how Pepper sees me. One day at a time, okay? Just get well first, and we'll go from there. A walking bomb. Your girl survived a blast that brought down a 50-story building, and today she was up walking and talking. That's flat out miraculous. Maria Hill. Seriously, it's an astonishing recovery. Deputy Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And she can infuriate me like no one else alive. And I bet that in your role as both director and of S.H.I.E.L.D. and head of Stark, The lines between them might get blurred sometimes. So as a high-ranking S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, I'm asking the CEO of Stark, when does S.H.I.E.L.D. get this tech? It's private and proprietary Stark technology. Director Stark, that I've paid for out of my own pocket. Director Stark. And aside from costing billions of dollars, I absolutely am not going to hand over the tech that's a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Iron Man project to anyone. It's proprietary Stark tech, and it stays that way. You selfish, spoiled... We have real soldiers fighting and dying in the real wars with real families that could benefit from this. And you choose to save your secretary? She's got a point. $2 billion, Hill. 2 more if you want a suit to go with it. The Iron Man project is an unrealistic and unfeasible instrument for widespread implementation. Shut the damn door. And I'm sorry Pepper doesn't meet your personal standards of evaluation for whom I choose to spend that money on. And you don't get to call her a secretary again. You've perfected medical miracles that could redefine the modern battlefield, but you've only given it to yourself and your girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend, and you don't get to say that again either. Anything else? 1982 called Magnum. It wants to know where you parked the Ferrari. That's pretty funny. See, this is what I have to deal with from her. Supercuts called. Your next appointment's on Tuesday. This is a really bad comeback. That it? Dismissed. My second in command. With allies like this, who needs enemies? Have you looked out there, babe? We've got Kashmiris, crazy cracker separatist trash, a handful of Basque, and even communists from Peru. My lord, Zeke, it's like an ideological Benetton ad out there. Hating S.H.I.E.L.D. and hating Tony Stark brings together folks of all stripes. He's totally like my new Jesus. He brings us all together in spite of all of our differences. So what's the word, Hummingbird? How far away from the big op? Sort of good news and bad news there. Good news is this last round of upgrades has fixed my power issues. Watch off. On. Off. So no more power surges. No more weird surges. I'm in complete control of the weapon. But I used too much of our salvage to do it. We're trying to arm and ready an army of suicide bombers, and I'm short about 4 rigs. Could we scale back the attack? Take out 3 locations or damage, but not destroy the 4? What happens then? Yeah, it won't kill Stark Industries off unless we take out all 4. If we don't take out all 4, we're just wasting time and blowing up otherwise usable rubes. These are the legs of his empire that his empire stands on. Taking them all out is Stark's tipping point. It has to be these 4, and it has to happen at the same time. Well, then we need more gear. We need more gear. How much salvage do you need? Not much. A glove, a shin plate. I'd kill for ephemeral guard. Your wish is my command. You get to operating and implant the bomb rigs we've got, and Mama's gonna go shopping. Day 1. Gross residence, Long Island, New York. Mr. Gross, sorry for the tux, but I'm just coming from a gala and... Is that it? This is it? I mean, is that really? This is a genuine bit of Model 01 GF Iron Man technology. Mr. Stark, it's a lifelong dream of mine to even to even see. Sir, you and the Avengers saved my daughter and my collection. I'll do anything you ask. Anything. Anything. Sorry. But you sure you just want me to sell it? Quickly and quietly, put it on the market. And never, ever mention my name. Day 2, Stark MedTech Center, Boston, Massachusetts. Ed Gross. Ed Gross? Yep. Who the heck is Ed Gross? He's a superhero collector. Costumes, tchotchkes, stuff like that. Anyway, the Avengers saved his little girl when he came into possession of some stuff he had no business possessing. Figured if anyone could get a superhero ephemera like the tiny piece of Stark tech into the black market, it'd be him. So, you leak it and wait. We leak it and wait. Day 5, Wheel Residence, Teaneck, New Jersey. Day 7, Triumph Hall, Manila, the Philippines. This is Iron Man to Triumph Division. I'm coming in for landing. Roger that, Iron Man. Welcome to Triumph Hall. The tradition of the Triumph Division might have been rocketed by Ezekiel Stain, but it hasn't been stopped. Not like they need my blessing, but I wanted to drop in and pay my respects, both to who they were and who they'll become. Interesting thing about superheroes in the Philippines, the legacies are familial and run back centuries. This headquarters, it's just fantastic, guys. The sons and daughters of these heroes will one day replace these heroes. They trained for it their whole lives. They're excited, nervous, eager, and full of energy. If they're scared, they cover it with bravado, pride, and hope. Reminds me of the early days of the Avengers. The Philippines is in great hands. Long live the Triumph Division. Day 11. The Diplomat Hotel, Jersey City, New Jersey. Day 12. What is that? Oklahoma World Headquarters, Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, it's a fake cola. Sorry, it threw me off. I was like, what the Mr. Stark, while your acquisition and buyout of controlling interest in Oklahoma has been more than generous, I confess we on the board are a bit confused. You're a technologist, Mr. Stark. Why on earth do you need a soft drink company? I'm a coffee guy, honestly. All that high fructose corn syrup makes me gag. But I'm not looking to get into the beverage business. No. What I like about you guys is your vending machines. Did you know there are some places in Africa where you've got a machine for every 35 people? To say nothing of the warehouses and supply lines that you've established over the generations. All the governments and the NGOs in the world can't get as established in the third world as you guys. Mr. Stark, you're buying us for our vending machines to sell a drink that you don't even like? No. I'm buying you for vending machines from which we'll distribute antiretrovirals and once we get it, the AIDS vaccine all across the third world. Our vending machines are going to save more lives than the Berlin airlift. Day 13. 4.5 blocks away from the Pentagon, Arlington, Virginia. You'll have to excuse me, gentlemen, if I sound distracted. You go ahead and familiarize yourself with the presentation, and I'll deal with. On my way to the Pentagon, I noticed, well, it looks like someone's upgraded the melter's old gear. Mr. Stark, are you engaging in combat while running this meeting? A little. But please, General, it's the melter. Calling it combat is being kind. So this device I'm proposing to you all today is the latest Stark anti-land mine creation. It's a sphere of coherent liquid polymer that sniffs out landmines. The mine blows, the sphere absorbs the damage, and pops like a bubble. So we deploy more and sweep out old mines, killing mines without killing anyone. Then where do the new landmines come from? Pentagon thinking. It'll be the death of me. Day 14. Port Authority Bus Terminal. Manhattan, New York. Hold on, here, I'll pause for a second here. Do we really need this many freaking panels? Holy shit, fuck. This is times like this where when you're reading things panel by panel in this mode, that things like this really stand out. Pull up to the airport. Locker. Guy wheels over to locker. Does stuff in the locker. Does more stuff in the locker. Wheels away. A woman shows up. Contact. Like, way too much. Now, when you read this by full page, you see it like this, your eyes can just sort of blast through this, just down to the bottom, which is bad visual storytelling, because when you do that, every comic has a beat, just like a song, right? When you listen to music, there's beats per minute. If you speed that up or slow it down, the song sounds really weird, right? When you read a comic, there should be a pacing that you can follow. So you read just like a movie or wherever you read, boom, pull up. Now, as you can see, all that flows, right? Contact. But you wouldn't have read it that way when you read it full page like this. You would have just been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It just boom right down the page. And you would have sped through it really quick because your mind didn't need to process any information, thereby disrupting the flow of the story. And you didn't even realize it. Sorry, you didn't really need a lesson right then in the middle of the story. That really irks me. And that's lazy. Like, this is the artist having to do very minor adjustments on the penciling because all the lockers are just cut and paste. Yeah, just it's way to save money and time. This artist spent like an hour of work today. Did a page. Moving on. Day 15, Stark MedTech, Boston, Massachusetts. Pepper? Yeah? You okay? What are you doing in here? They're officially discharging me tomorrow. That's great news. Are you in pain? Are the implants... No, I am in absolutely no pain. I can hear better than ever. I feel stronger than I ever have in my life. And I'm totally mobile again. I'm a walking, talking, billion-dollar miracle, Tony. Take it out. Okay. Why? It's like I said. I'm not a bomb. I know you've worked so hard to push Stark Industries out of the military-industrial complex, but the roots of this thing dip into some bloody soil, Tony. I'll be nobody's weapon. I'm sorry. It's true. The Iron Man was always designed to be a weapon. The mag field generator implemented in my chest was meant to run a war array and save my life. That was what I built. That's what it's been built as ever since. But this one, it's not weapons-based. What? Rand Industries. Do you know Danny Rand? Runs Rand Industries. Kung Fu guy. Kind of a space cadet. Anyway, his company's done some really innovative work with electromagnetics lately. They've never been a weapons concern, so the tech we borrowed from them isn't a weapon. Pepper, you're not a bomb. You're a battery. Oh, that's great. Tony, I just assumed. It buzzes in my chest when I pass machines. I can feel it like a new sense. That's exactly what it is. You're picking up electromagnetic fields. Magnetic fields, all kinds of invisible frequencies. Wow. Do me a favor. Close your eyes. Okay. You said it feels like magnets pushing apart, right? Yeah. Focus on that. Just let yourself feel that weird new feeling. Okay. Now let it get bigger. Okay. Let it radiate out, right? It starts on your chest. Imagine it's a stone dropped in the middle of a pond. Imagine it's rippling out. I can feel it, Tony. Just like you said. Yeah. I know it feels like you're like a weight you're burdened with, but it's not. Start thinking about it as like an extension of yourself. And this is just a magnet? Well, not just, but there's magnetism involved, yeah. It's pretty miraculous. Open your eyes and see. Oh, Tony, Director Stark? Maria. Hi, Hill. What do you need? Stain, sir. The tracer tech you put on the black market just came online. Long Island, Valencia, Tokyo, and Los Angeles. The tracer programs all came online once in those 4 cities. Good work on that end. At least we know where his men are. Why these 4 cities? What's he planning? Pull up locations of all Stark Industries facilities in the world. If you were to try and cripple Stark Industries, to really give the company a killing blow, those are the 4 to get. Take out 4 facilities in Long Island, Valencia, Tokyo, and Los Angeles, and Stark Industries falls. He doesn't just want to kill me, he wants to kill Stark Industries too. That was okay. They Pepper really drug the book down for me. This whole like I'm not a bomb. Blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to be like, shut the hell up. When you joined Stark Industries, he was a weapons manufacturer. This whole idea of like, it's just woke bullshit. You're so against the military that you went and got a job at a weapons manufacturer. And it's just stupid. I don't know, and it doesn't feel like it really adds to the story. And then Tony going outside of his own avenue to get technology from Rand Industry. Like, he's not going to build it himself. Oh, we're going to get technology from Rand, so I don't hurt your feelings. I could have done it Stark Industries thing, but you would have been upset. So I got Rand Industries. See, all better. Why? Just so the reader could feel good that Pepper Potts doesn't have a weapon inside her. What's the point of all this? It just feels like grandstanding. It doesn't. It's annoying. Anyways, so where was I? Not a lot of comments over It did increase my stream, though. More people in here. Let's see. RDV says, LOL, stream is over. Not quite yet, jackass. But it is ending soon, so we'll click on that sign. Let's see. Ronnie says, Ash, Ash, Ash. There's an in-character explanation of why they're playing chess. There is? Because it's not made in the book. And that's the point. You have to... If there's an explanation... Okay, I don't see it, though. So, you can't fault me for not knowing something that's not presented in the story. Ronnie says, Tony is like Kirk when he plays chess. Reed is Spock. Oh, see. That... First of all, I believe Spock beats Kirk in chess, like, all the time. But that's the cliche. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's again, like, oh, it's not just like, oh, smart people do chess. It's like, oh, look, remember in Star Trek, that thing that you guys liked? Our characters do it too. Sorry, I'm being a little bit, I don't know what the term is. Antagonistic, a little salty, a little sour, but it's just one of my pet peeves. I don't know. Pet peeves probably too hard. Annoyances. I just think it's weak writing to rely on cliches like that, and I think I'm being hard on this book precisely because the book started off really well, and so when you demonstrate you can do good things, you know, like the smart students in school, you get held to a higher standard. It's like do you notice this when you were a kid? Like the dumb kids could just continually be dumb, and the teachers didn't care. But the smart kids always the ones who got in trouble and always had expectations put on. Says Tony explains why he plays chess because of Obadiah Stane. Reed explained he likes to play chess. Yes, but that's not a real explanation. That's just the writer saying things to explain why he's having this. Saying, I'm playing chess because I like chess. And saying, oh, see, look, the writer put the explanation. The character said they liked it. Well, no, this is the writer wrote it. There was no point of that to be in the story. It was just a scene to have the two smartest guys in the Marvel universe, you know, like putting heads together. I don't know. It didn't work for me, Maranya. If it worked for you, all the better. You got to enjoy the book more. It's a big annoyance to me. So that's all. It didn't ruin the book. I still enjoyed the book. What ruined it, not ruined it, but what was even more annoying was the whole Pepper Potts thing. I was like, oh, come on. Get this out of me. I don't want a bomb inside of me. I was rolling my eyes. Melissa says, good night, guys. Bye. Melissa's always trying to cut out of here early. I feel like I'm keeping her up. But good night, Melissa. Thank you for showing up once again. You always have been a dedicated listener, and I, for one, very much appreciate that. So I hope you always feel welcome, and I hope that you enjoy your time here and get to hear some stories that are entertaining, and I hope that I don't butcher them too much. RDV says, I like when the comics use smartphones and text talk. Pretty sure Bendis started that. My favorite is seeing Iron Man go on Twitter. That's the best. When he talks to people on Twitter and we have Twitter conversations in a comic book. Oh, Lordy, what will they think of next? Sorry, I had to do that jab in there. Well, folks, it's that time again. It's 11:59. I feel like I'm trying to end this at midnight, so I feel like I did a pretty good time of stretching things out just enough, but not too much. Hopefully everyone that's listening got to enjoy some comics. I wish you guys put a little bit more feedback in. It would give me something to interact with, but there's no requirements. You're more than free to listen in and lurk. You don't have to type anything. Part of the way I do these streams, you know, and the way I listen to YouTube is, you know, like in the car, I'm doing like chores around the house or whatever. Sometimes I'll pop in YouTube, like if I'm grocery shopping, I just have my phone, you know, and I'll put in a Bluetooth, you know, earpiece, and I just like do my shopping while I'm listening. Most of the YouTube I listen to things where I don't have to watch. Now it definitely helps if I'm reading a comic book to you to be able to see what's going on, because I mostly don't describe the scenes, but you know, some people just like to have sound in the background. RDB says it's 2 a.m. I'm dead to the world now, at least for the next 8 hours. Well, at least we get 8 hours, right, guys? Ronnie says, I did put feedback, but you scrolled right past it. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scroll right past it. I am fallible. I am not Tony Stark. Maybe I am like Tony Stark. I make a lot of mistakes. Let me scroll up. Let's see. Oh, I missed a lot of your feedback. You're right, Rania. Sometimes I lose track of where I was. Let's see. Ronnie says, if I recall right, they can't even get close together. Magnets. Ironically, Tony and Hill did hook up, and when he did the mind wipe to get rid of his memories, his memory backup doesn't have anything about Hill in it. Let's see. Ronnie says, I think Obadiah is still dead in this timeline. I don't recall if Ezekiel dies after Fractions Run or not. It's been a while since I read this part of the series. Ronnie's talking about the locker scene. It does show the passage of time, but I agree. It's a bit lazy the way it's done for the locker scene. Yeah, my only point is, like, that scene was, it took a whole page of a book to show a guy put something in a locker and someone pick it up. A whole page. Like, that could have been, like, 2 or 3 panels. You know? Like, and small panels. It just, yeah. I don't like seeing comics like that decompressed, where it's like, in this panel, we see a guy at a locker. In this panel, we see the guy at the locker put something in the locker. The next panel, we see the guy put something else in the locker. You're like, really? This isn't like frame by frame, like we're watching a movie and we're breaking it down frame by frame. Like, you can have time. You can see, like, here's a panel of a guy putting stuff in the locker. Moving on. Here's another panel of someone pulling it out of the locker. Like, you don't need to. It's not animation. We're not animating every motion in between the scenes. But that's decompression. We gotta just. Here's a guy tying his shoe. Now he's tying the other shoe. Now he's standing up. Now he starts to walk. You're like, Jesus, God, like all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's way too much time spent on minor events. Let's see. I am True Skills says, great stream, man. Well, thank you for the compliment. That makes me feel good. Ed Brewer says, until next time. And Ronnie says, they could have done it in one row, small panels. Yes. Speaking of another pet peeve, I'll tell you one of my annoyance. Pet peeve. I'm using the word pet peeve. Another annoyance, the stupid superhero part. With like, oh, look, I'm going to visit this hall of heroes where the sons and daughters of the heroes. And I'm like, this is a modern comics trope that I hate. This legacy idea of like superheroes and then their kids take over the mantle and they become the superheroes too, and all this stuff. Number one, that's a stupid concept. That's where monarchy came from, right? And it's kind of being pervasive in modern society, this idea that certain people are literally just better than other people, right? And we have different classes. And when I see this in comics, it's absolutely an example of classism, right? We in comics, it's like you got the superheroes and you got the normal people, and the superheroes have to look after the normal people because the superheroes are better people. They're the fortunate ones with the power. And the regular people are unfortunate. They don't have the powers. And they rely on us to make sure that this world is a better place for them. And it sounds all like nice and whatever, like, but it's not. It's always, I'm better than you. I get to tell you how to live your life. And this superheroes aren't about being better than you. Superheroes, and this is why Superman's become one of my favorite superheroes. Superheroes are about, look, I'm just going to devote my life to helping people because I have this calling in my heart. Like, and that's something I can do, so I'm going to do it. And that's it. They're not ever trying to shine a spotlight on themselves and be, hey, look at me. Look at what I just did. Superman, well, when he's written correctly, never does that sort of stuff. He never is about taking credit, right? The idea that he doesn't even live his life as Superman. He lives his life as Clark Kent. Clark Kent never gets the credit. In fact, Clark Kent gets laughed at a lot of times because he's just this goober, right? And he purposely lives his life as just like, oh, you know, I'm Clark Kent. You know, everyone's like, oh, whatever. Superman gets all this credit, but Superman's a fake identity. He's not a real person in that sense. It's so Clark doesn't get the credit that he deserves, but he doesn't care. He's not doing it for credit. He's doing it because someone needed help and he was able to do it. And that's what makes him a real hero. But in these modern types of comics, it's like with this legacy and these whole like family ideas. And this is why I hate the concepts of DC with like, look, it's the Batman family and the Superman family and the Flash family and the Green Lantern. Like every single superhero has a family of characters that all inherit from the prime hero. Like Aquaman's going to have all of his descendants and they're all going to be heroes too. And we got the Bat family and on all their descendants and they're all going to be heroes. And Superman and on and on and on. That's monarchy. It's the same concept of royalty. And the thing is you get the stories. One of my favorite stories of all time is the story of King Arthur, right? The boy who would be king. He was raised as a peasant. He was the son of Uther Pendragon. And he didn't know. He was basically like an adopted child, foster child or whatever. And then the country came in need, and he happened to pull the sword out of the stone, and it was revealed that he was the true heir. And his goodness and virtue, he put together a team of knights or whatever, and like he fought off the evil to save the kingdom. Not because he was like, look at me, I'm the king, I'm awesome, but because he was doing what needed to be done. Now, this idea that you have like, oh well, what my descendants. This is where I get to with the royalty. I love the King Arthur story. That's a fantasy. But in royalty, yeah, you might have a good king who like led his people pretty good once. But more often than not, you have the story of the descendants who are corrupt pieces of shit because they grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth and in decadent lifestyle, never having a need, wants or needs or anything, have no idea of how the common person lives. And usually... let people die to serve their wishes. And that's really how superheroes would be, in the sense that they're portrayed here, where it's like, oh, look, my dad was a superhero, so now I'm a superhero, like, because I got his powers. Why on earth would be, because a kid grew up with the same powers, would have the same virtue? Chances are not. Chances are more like, kid's gonna grow up a spoiled brat. There's a really cool saying that floated around Twitter for a while. I'm sure there's a meme for it, but it goes along the lines of this. I might butcher it a little bit, but it's like, hard times make for strong people. Strong people make for easy times. Easy times make for weak people, and weak people make for hard times. And then the cycle repeats, right? And when you hear that, you're like, oh, that's totally how it is too, right? Like look at America right now. We've lived such like easy lifestyles with, everyone lives richly. We have the highest standard of living pretty much in most of the world. You know, we never have to worry about enemies on our borders. We're a bunch of decadent, spoiled brats. And now we're making for hard times. And sure enough, if this country does go through really hard times, then we'll have hard people, and they'll raise kids who grew up in hard times, and then they'll be better people. I don't need to explain. You guys got it. Wow, you guys are smart. I think if I explain it to you, it's like I'm treating you. You're not stupid. Let's see. Most parents would not want their kids put in danger. Good parents anyway. Ash is speaking the truth about Superman right now. Thanks, Jimmy. He doesn't often say that I do that, so it's kind of like Haley's Comet. Comes around once in a while. I gotta make sure you see it. Ed Brewer says his father was Patrick Stewart. Yeah, you're talking about Excalibur? Yeah, boy. Boom, fist bump across the internet. This is why I love Ed Brewer. If you have not seen Excalibur, that's the definitive King Arthur story. Badass. And with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching, listening to me blather on, listening to me read comics, giving me, talking back to me. I like that. I mean, this is my time to hang out with you guys as much as it is for you to hang out with me. My next stream will be Tuesday night, and we will be reading issues number 5 of both of these. And hopefully they're both awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I hope to see you there. Take care.